It's not Joever, chat! Everything's Destiny State. Let's go. Some hype. Just kidding, we're back. I fooled you. I fucking fooled you all. Let's go. Yo, Shazam! Thank you for becoming a mother chicken. Hurry up and love your face. How are we doing, chat? How are we doing? Is everyone feeling kind of fucking freaky? Oh. I'm feeling good, baby. I'm feeling good. Corey, thank you for the 31 months. We're gonna watch this shit. I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm just I've gotten in a couple fights today, as you do. How do you do the finger? Let's fucking go. It's not Joever. Okay, we're gonna watch this. Scary, he didn't address the microtransaction. Yeah, he's not. Oh shit, can you fucking hear me? My microphone was 10 feet in the sky. Can you guys hear me? Oh no, did I sound bad that whole time? Amy, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, they're not gonna fucking crazy. It's really not Joever, okay?
Get your
thank you once again, Hank.
Off my map.
We're gonna fucking watch this, chat, because this is fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome. All right, so Joe Blackburn. Okay. Joe Blackburn is the game director for at Bungie. He's the game director for Bungie. This is a position that for a long time Luke Smith held, and when Luke Smith was in the room, it was very, I would say not very, it was more public face. So Luke would do a lot more and he would like say, and sometimes that got him in trouble, admittedly, but it gave the head devs them a little bit more humane, right? It's very similar like when live stream. Yeah, it's just recently Bungie's like a little bit like served as the like, to be clear, I'm not blaming Bungie, but what I am just objectively kind of Joe's tenure in this spot has coincided. And I'm not saying this is his fault, but it coincided with kind of this of a lack of like a lack of like direct responsibility from, and so it's felt very disconnected, and it's felt like there's been a large lack of communication, and so there's been a lot of problems, I think. But today, Joe Blackburn, move it closer. Sorry. Oh, fuck. That should fix it. Sorry. Did it? Okay. Is it good now? Good now? Are we good? Can you hear me? Yes? Fuck! Okay. Recap of what I was saying. Okay? You guys want a good recap of what I was saying? Well, you don't get one. You don't get a recap. Okay, I screwed up. What do you want from me? It's Joever. I'm shutting it down. No, I'm not. It's okay. It's okay. Okay? Okay? Okay. So, anyways, what I was trying to say, Luke Smith used to hold this position. It was a lot more public facing, and that's fine. That's nothing. I'm not saying like Joe's done a bad job or anything like that. I'm not making any sort of criticism because I think there have been high points and low points no matter who has been the game director or, you know, the expansion directors or whatever you want to say. Like, I'm not making any critiques that I would never, and I love them all. Okay? But what I will say is recently Bungie's felt a little, you know, less chatty and disconnected, and then the state of the game came out and it just was like, shit, they're not fucking listening. That's what it felt like. But Joe Blackburn put out a 15-minute, just a talking head video where he directly addresses community feedback. And let me tell you something. We are so fucking back, chat. This is exactly what Destiny needed. This is probably my favorite version of like developer communication we've ever gotten. You know, we've gotten a couple. We've had the roadmaps or like the dev diaries, whatever you want to call them, the state of the games. Luke Smith did like 3, and then Joe Blackburn's done 2, I think. And they started off really good. Like the first one that Luke did was great, and then they've just gotten like worse. Bungie did the Bungie podcast for a while, and that was fine. It was a lot of talking about Chipotle. You know, you have the reveals, which are always like awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, but this format here is just so, it just feels so genuine, and we're actually like having a conversation with a game director, and he has a pad full of notes that he took from community feedback, and he doesn't do any PR speak or any business speak. He is clear and concise, and he explains things, and he actually talks about pain points in the community. It's beautiful. Now, I'm not saying everything's fixed, because everything's not fixed. I'm saying, Sarah, it's not Joever, right? It's not Joever. We're back. But there's still problems with the game. Bungie has made a lot of promises. We're going to watch them here in a second. Now it's time for them to act, right? Like, words mean a lot of things. I think that was correct English. And it is now important that Bungie acts on those words and that we hold them accountable for that. And we keep giving feedback like this. And of course, there are still questions throughout this whole 15 minutes. Yeah, he doesn't mention Eververse. He's not going to mention Eververse. You're fucking crazy if you think he mentions Eververse. His boss's boss's boss, I guarantee, is like, don't you fucking mention Eververse. I guarantee it. That's exactly what happened. And then there's no mention of Gambit, which I think that means Gambit is officially dead party. So can I get some crabs in chat? Gambit is dead party. Crabs in chat, please. So lots of promises, lots of good ideas here, but we need to see them actually do things. But it's not Joever. We're so fucking back. Yo, Dr. Wasabi, thank you for the super chat. W move by Joe Blackburn, man. Whatever you think of Bungie, refreshing turn to throw a human element in there. Exactly. Take some stones from him to do that. And he's like, I mean, these people clear, like, most of them aren't gonna have like fucking training for this thing. How do you train for this? You know that how many people have seen this? Oh my god. Imagine not having any formal like streaming training or like, you know, I'm sure he has some sort of like PR guidelines or something, but like this isn't his job. When he applied for this was not in the description, and he put out just a fucking raw, 0 cuts video of him talking to a camera that in 3 hours has been seen by 1 million people. That takes some fucking guts, dude. Good on him. And if I see any of you, constructive criticism, feedback, you know, say whatever, that's fine. If I see any of you fucking attacking him or making fun of him or any of that shit, you're banned. I'm going to pull in every favor I fucking have, and I'm gonna get you banned from your favorite Discord servers. So don't fuck around, chat. But yes, Gambit, a crab rave for the Gambit parties. Let's go. It's great and all, but why is Bungie so bad at this? I would not say this was bad. This is, like I said, probably my favorite form of Bungie communication ever. So we're gonna watch this. I'm excited for this. And he did say specifically PvP map would come out with final shape. He did not. He said next year, not with the final shape. He said in the next year. So realistically, when he says next year, it's the final shape year. So it's anywhere in the next, I guess, like 1.5 real life years. Joe's mustache is so Joever. Bungie communication is good when there's no Bungie, just a guy being a dude on the camera. God damn it. Isn't that the fucking truth? Also, my wife just texted me. She texted me here. Can you read that, chat? Is that gonna focus? She said, "What is Joever?" She heard me screaming, "It's not Joever." That's awesome. We're so backburn, baby. It's not Joever. We're so backburn. All right. We're gonna watch this, but I want to go into this and say it's a 15-minute video that's barely scripted. So he's not going to answer all the questions. And once again, you are on the utmost copium if you think he's going to ever talk about microtransactions or Eververse or anything like that. You're fucking crazy. Okay? He does not make those decisions. Those decisions are made by a team, and I guarantee most of the people on that team make stupid amounts of money because they're psychologists and there's a whole panel of people that just know how to milk us. But that's not what Joe Blackburn does. Usually there's 2 game directors, and one of them focuses on like marketing, and then one focuses on the game. And so Joe Blackburn is the game one. Yo, Melina, what's up? Alrighty, here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Joe.
How's the volume?
I'm just here to check in.
Is he too loud? Is he louder than me? He's important, but he can't be louder than me. That's the rule. Volume's good? Okay. Of course that's what it is, Sai. Of course. Yo, Action. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Any advice for a freshman general chemistry class? Took chemistry in high school and it was fine, but curious what it's like at uni. It's pretty much chemistry, high school chemistry, but just kind of like dialed up to 11. But like Gen Chem 1 and 2 are like really simple things, you know, fucking titrations and stoichiometry and like different acid-base tables or whatever the fuck they're called. I haven't done one of those in so long. And like, yeah, just like basic equation plug-in numbers bullshit. It's not so bad. Electrochemistry, there's a little bit of that. It's easy. When you get to the organics, which is usually after Gen Chem 2, that's where it gets fucking hard. So good luck with that one. Alrighty.
On how Destiny's going. So a few weeks ago, we put about state of the game communication that wasn't up to our standards for what y'all have come to expect for those kinds of communications. It didn't provide the high-level vision that we normally provide, and really and truly.
And I just have to say, I've watched this, and most of you guys have watched this too. So this is gonna be like a full-on reaction thing, okay? So I'm not gonna upload it or anything because everyone, their mom's gonna fucking upload this. But I want to actually like take time and dissect and understand what he's saying and that sort of stuff. The fact that they start off and they own up to this is fucking awesome. I just want to say that.
Really, a bunch of us were heads down working the final shape and weren't able to give it the sort of care and love that we normally put into these kind of communications. And that's nobody's fault but mine here on this. So I wanted to come in.
And then the fact that he's like, my fault. Especially when he knows he's on a platform that's gonna get 1 million views in 3 hours. Fuck me, dude. He really, Joe's like, people are gonna love this or I'm gonna die a martyr. And I respect that. I really fucking respect that.
Talk to y'all directly, sort of give you an update on what we thought about the state of the game.
Sai says, Scarrow turning a 15-minute video into 3 hours of content. Now that's skill. I have a fucking week to kill, dude.
And what we put out and what we think about Destiny as a whole. Now this is gonna be pretty different than normal. This isn't a highly produced sort of production. It's me in my office. It's not scripted. I've got a bunch of notes here.
Has anyone like paused on that?
The notes here.
I think Twitter compression's too bad to see what this says.
That we're gonna read through. And it's gonna feel probably more like you're just in a meeting with me, which is gonna be rambly, and we're probably gonna mess up a few times. But really, I just want to go over where we're thinking about the game. So what we're gonna talk about.
The new meme
today.
format, yeah. Lab sent me one. 1 second. Lab sent me this. King's Fall 2. Joe Blackburn accidentally leaks the new raid. That's coming out in next week.
We're going to talk about the reveal coming out next week. We're going to talk about PvP. We're going to talk about armor. We're going to talk about our communication strategy. Those are the big ones. So let's just get right into it. Let's start with reveal. Next week, we're going to go out and we're going to show an awesome showcase for the final shape. We're really excited about a bunch of the content in there, and truly, that showcase is not a reaction.
I like this point too. Setting expectations.
It's not a reaction to a bunch of the sentiment online, and it's definitely not a reaction to this video. It was recorded a while ago. I think I have a mustache in the video.
And supposedly, by the way, this is the longest showcase we've ever had at 45 minutes long. I think the next longest one was 37 minutes long. So I like that they're setting up expectations, but the showcase, especially for being a focused showcase, is very, very girthy. And then after, I think he says this here, but I saw it somewhere, but I think he says it in this video. After the show, so there'll be a pre-show, almost certainly. It'll be like an hour pre-show, if I had to guess. There was at GCX, there was like a testimonial recording booth where you could go in front of a camera and be like, Destiny changed my life, or whatever. So I would bet that there'll be like an hour pre-show of like testimonials and art, stuff like that. Maybe some creator stuff. And then 45-minute showcase, longest ever, and then a Q&A. So it's going to be a packed day.
And it's a pretty focused reveal. In the same way that the game itself is pretty focused. The final shape is focused on the light. It's focused on the enemies we've been setting up and the allies that you've come to know. It's not about a bunch of wacky new systems or wacky new themes.
It confirms there's an hour pre-show. Wait, what does? Oh, on the final shape webpage? Destiny 2 final shape. How the fuck do you get to the final shape webpage? Bungie. Someone maybe link that? I want to see it. Nimbus was the witness the whole time? No. I will quit the franchise. Oh, is this it? Sorry, I gotta put in like a fucking random birthday because I'm too lazy to type in my own. 1963, baby. Does anyone else do that? Anytime, like, I'm old, I'm 26. I'm old enough to see any content on the internet that I want. But anytime it's like, whatever, confirm your age to continue, I always lie. Like, it is not, like, I don't have a specific day I lie about. I'm just too lazy to put my actual birthday. So I just do random shit. Yeah, we do. We have a, oh, this is a cool little, the Travel Odyssey. I like that. And then, I probably could have phrased that a little better, but... yeah, an hour pre-show starting at 11 Eastern, and then 45-minute show, and then a post show. Okay, that's sick. Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is Epic Moments. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. The Vanguard has rallied, and legends from every corner of the galaxy step forward, lending their bravery to the oncoming conflict. Together, we must travel to a place of new wonders. Yo, thank you for the sub. And old memories where the witness continues his unrelenting corruption, promising oblivion should we not fight. Join us as we prepare for the start of an impossible journey. god, we're so backburned, baby.
Games coming into Destiny. Instead, we want to make an experience that's super easy for anyone
Thanks,
who's
Camden.
ever played Destiny to come in and absolutely fall in love with the
Is
content.
it important for you to interrupting all the time? Yes. That's like the point of this. See this square here? The reason I do this is so we can have a conversation about this. There's a magical place on the internet if you just want to see that and not this, which, by the way, is really toxic and hurts my feelings, but, you know.
Before them. I think the other thing that's really important here to know, as I sort of look at my meeting notes, is that communication is built for a pretty wide audience, much wider than probably whoever is watching this video. So what we're not going to talk about is things like a big new Strange Coin refactor and Xur revamp that's coming out in the final shape.
That's awesome, by the way. The fact that he's just like, nugget. He's like, oh, we're not going to talk about this.
What we're not going to talk about is things like a big new Strange Coin refactor and Xur revamp that's coming out in the final shape.
Which is sick, by the way. He's smirking. He fucking knows. But remember, Strange Coins don't work like they did in Destiny 1. You don't need Strange Coins to buy shit from Xur. Strange Coins are for Dares of Eternity. And, like, getting those packages and shit. So, like, what are you hiding, Blackburn? What's going on here, brother?
We're not going to talk about things like a refactor of HUD elements where we're making sure the buffs and the debuffs are more clear and you can tell what's happening in combat.
Beautiful.
It's going to, again, really be focused on the story, really be focused.
Scary, you're reacting wrong. Your face cam should be 8 times smaller and you should only make shocked faces while the video plays start to finish. Little to no commentary. And I should get up and say Mr. Chair will react to this too. I would have died if you said we're not going to talk about Crota Zen coming back this season. Can you fucking imagine? He's like, we're not going to talk about Wrath in the Machine launching next week. Oh, man. So I love this. So he's just like, fuck it. It's like, HR told me not to talk about the Strange Coin reworking coming. And the fuck else did he just talk about? And the new UI that we're implementing in Destiny 2. I'm specifically not supposed to talk about that. So I'm not going to.
Focused on the location, and maybe we'll get into a little bit about how the live service of Destiny is going to change after the final shape. Following that showcase, Dan, our GM, and I are going to be on set, taking questions, dotting T's, crossing I's, or maybe the reverse of that, on what you've seen in the showcase. So we'll provide a little bit more clarity on what was shown, and we'll
Scary, your thoughts on Joe's backdrop? That's a real issue here. I don't mind it. This, like, windowsill thing kind of throws me off, though, because it looks like that's, like, the ceiling. It looks like that should be, like, the ceiling, right? It kind of looks like that's, like, another face cam. Oh, like, when I first watched it, I was like, why does he have a picture of the Gallhorn spliced into the corner? But he doesn't. It's just, like, a weird thing. I think it's fine. I don't know how I feel about the accent wall being behind him. Like, usually, like, if I was designing a space, I would put the accent wall behind the main focus of the room, which I imagine would be his desk and his computer. That's just me, though. And then I'd have just, like, a fuck ton of posters on this wall. But also, I don't have an accent wall in here, so... but I don't think it's bad. I love how he has Destiny merch up here. That's cool. He's got the cute little penguin, and he's got... I don't know what that is. What's Destiny Collector's Edition is purple? Is that Shadowkeep? Or is that Forsaken didn't have a physical release? What is that? I don't mind it though. His office has hospital lighting. His office doesn't have hospital lighting. He has hospital lighting on his face here. It's not warm enough. In the back, this is fine. This is like a warm color, but he's got the Elgato, I'm sure, because he's got an Elgato mic right here. He just needs to turn the warmness on a little bit.
Probably get into some ways that maybe our philosophy on the final shape or specific details might have changed over the last few weeks since we recorded the showcase. All right, I think that's it for reveal. If I'm looking at the sheet next, we've got PvP. So let's start with the state of PvP right now in Destiny.
Yeah.
What have we been doing? What have we been focused on? we've been really focused on sandbox balance. So like a big focus of effort last year was just making sure that Strand came out in a good place and got to live sort of in harmony with the rest of our Crucible ecosystem.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
and I would say if Strand is a problem in anything, it's PvE, not PvP. I think Strand launched in PvP very well tuned. And I would say if anything is like annoyingly overpowered in PvE, or sorry, in PvP right now, it's not Strand, it's the 3.0 subclasses, which are just, I think in a lot of cases, just completely overtuned. Like, I think abilities just need to like, you know what I mean? In PvP specifically. In PvE, I think we're too powerful, but abilities play into that sort of. But I think guns are just as much to blame, and I think things like Healing Grenade and Well of Radiance are way more to blame for that sort of stuff. But in PvP, I think Strand launched beautifully. You like my shirt? Thank you. I love this band. They're sick. They've got their first album coming out soon. It's going to be awesome.
I've been focusing on putting up 2.
When did you break into Joe's house for the thumbnail? Me and Joe, we go back, man.
2 weapon balances per season, 1 at the start, 1 in the mid-season. And we've been focusing on ritual updates to PvP, be this mode updates, point updates, reward updates at the beginning of each season.
Yeah.
Finally, we flip over to our agenda.
Show us that. Show us that.
We've been focused on making 1 new map and a few reprises a year. Now, all that aside, I think it's fair to say this approach is not producing the Crucible that our players expect us. So what are we going to do? How are we going to change? First, let's talk about maps.
The fact, and I just want to say, like, once again, they're making a lot of promises here, and we're going to have to wait and see, like, what actually happens. Because words are words, but obviously none of this really matters until we see it in game. But if they're making all of these, like, pretty costly decisions, like, to be clear, on, like, a week and a half of feedback, that's pretty fucking crazy. Like, that's a really fast turnaround time.
It's clear that the sort of slow trickle of PvP maps isn't having the effect we want. And although it gets an injection of PvP maps every so often into the ecosystem, it's also forcing this like 1 new map a year. It means you're trying to build a map that has to do everything, which means it can't be good at anything.
Yep. And that's been a problem recently because a lot of the maps that have been coming back, or the new map Disjunction, they're all really like long ranged. And so like the last 4 maps they brought, like Vostok, long range, Eternity, long range, Disjunction, long range. I'm trying to think what else they brought back. Meltdown's close, but it's got like longer range stuff in it, but it's kind of more of a, it's kind of a mid map. No, I mean, it's a great map, but like a mid-range map. And so like, yeah, you really feel that when you're only getting like 1 map every half a year. You really feel like, oh shit, they're not embracing a variety of play styles. Bring back Mars maps. Yeah, Solitude, it was the GOAT, and that shit needs to come back. Black Shield, the fucking GOAT, needs to come back. Firebase Delphi, the one that was in Destiny 1, the GOAT needs to come back. You know, there's so many of these. Should add shipment from COD. No.
So next year, we're going to change our philosophy. Instead of a slow trickle of maps throughout the year, we're going to focus our effort into a single map pack that's free for everyone. So imagine new maps.
So I'm gonna rewind there.
Anything. So next year, we're going to change our philosophy.
Next year. So this is starting with, because remember, everything up to Lightfall or Final Shape is already like in development or like wrapping up development. I mean, Final Shape comes out in 6 months. It'll probably be finished in 4, I'd imagine, 5. Finished. But you know what I mean? Like all of the gears and the budget allocations and everything for that heavily in development. So when he says next year, this is stuff starting like serious development following the February release of Final Shape. So just to be clear, this is not something that's happening in season 23 or season 24. This is 25, 26, 27 we're talking about here. If we have 4 seasons next year, which they kind of hint that we don't, but
instead of a slow trickle of maps throughout the year, we're going to focus our effort into a single map pack that's free for everyone.
Yeah.
So imagine new maps coming in one drop where we can make a bunch of new experiences that can all be good at specific things and adds a big variety.
A new map in next year indicates a future beyond Lightfall. I mean, we've gotten confirmation of that like 8 times though.
In a single drop next year. Now this is a shift from our strategy, so it's going to take us time.
It could very well be 2024. Yeah, all the seasons I just mentioned are in 2024. It is not very likely in 2024. It is going to be. They're not going to make a new map pack next year in the next 4 months. And it wouldn't be next year if it was in the next 4 months. It will for sure be 2024.
To sort of understand the details of what we're putting out here and getting that out to y'all next year. Okay, maps are great, but we still really believe that PvP is about the foundation, and new maps aren't going to solve a foundation.
Yeah.
So modes. First of all, I'm really excited about what's coming out in season 22. First with Checkmate. Checkmate is a mode all about that sort of primary fire. Basic
I'm excited for Checkmate, and I really like. Sorry, I'm sorry if anyone's annoyed by me like pausing and stuff, but I don't care. I do. Never mind. We're gonna keep going. I like that Checkmate is not necessarily a mode. He calls it a mode here, but it's a modifier at least first, and so you can put it on any mode, and I think that's really awesome. Similar to like how they do like momentum, and so that way you can take that sort of feeling and apply it to anything, which is I think really cool.
Games and being able to show that excellence in a PvP setting.
Yeah,
it's what a bunch of our like really marksman style PvP players have been asking for a long time.
He means the good players.
And we're finally going to put.
He was just trying not to say that
in the game, and I'm super excited for a bunch of those players to get that experience starting right away in season 22. Next, we've got Relic, and so
I'm
Relic
so excited
is a different
for Relic.
kind of mode, and it sort of is.
I literally predicted Relic like 10 years ago, dog. When Destiny first came out, I was like, dude, you know it'd be sick? A Relic game mode. It was the first thing I said. First week I was playing Destiny. It was the first fucking words out of my mouth. Yo, Sweeney! Thank you for the 28 months. Holy shit. 28 months, baby. I'm really excited to see you, Shrimp, and ATP teaching Joe solo raid content. Hey, if Joe wants to do some low man raids, I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
Off of these experiments that we've been doing with things like Fortress or Eruption, where it's about this quality Destiny sandbox experience of your guns and your powers that escalate.
Fucking Twitter, bro. God damn it. Where are we at? We're at 6:30. I fucking hate Twitter so much. How hard is it to make a site? I've been on this video. The whole thing should be fucking rendered by now.
Sort of a crazy mayhem-like experience. And we think the balance of those two things is a really great time to sort of spin away from other parts of the game and get the full spectrum of what Destiny has to offer. I'm really excited.
I'm really excited because Relic is not like Scorch where it's only the Relic, but it seems like the Relic is going to be kind of like your super, where you'll get kills, you'll charge a bar. Maybe it will be your super bar, I don't know. And then you can redeem a Relic from somewhere on the map. And I think that's like fucking awesome because it'll have that fun little mix of still gunplay but also just like overpowered. I think the way I think about it's kind of like the Star Wars Battlefield games where it's like, you know, 80% of the game you're just like a normal ass fucking stormtrooper or whatever, but then like 20% of the game you're just an overpowered like god tier fucker just going around and killing shit, you know? And I think that is going to translate so well into Destiny. So I'm really excited about that.
Things like Fortress, and I'm really excited that Relic is going to provide an experience like this that is both, you know, fun for people that are really good at slaying out and also has these sort of like high octane hijinks moments to it. But that's what we've already committed to. So let's talk about some new things that we think we need to do.
Yeah.
One, we know we need to bring more of our modes into the core playlists. We've been putting a lot out in labs.
This is cool.
We've been putting a lot out in Iron Banner.
What they say here.
And to be honest, there's a few obstacles to us putting these into our core playlists. Be this VO or small bug level issues that we just were like, I don't know if we're ready. I think that has been blocking us from doing the right thing here. So we're going to take on some of that bug wake. We're going to take on some of a little bit of the jank, and we're going to say, no. This isn't worth us not putting into the mode. And
so right there, that sort of thing right there is why I love this so much, because it's very rare that we get a peek behind the curtain. Usually Bungie, I mean, they've done it for years. For years, we've gotten these brand new game modes, and they just disappear with Iron Banner. They're nowhere to be seen, or takes forever to get them in the game. And the fact that we get a peek behind the curtain and we get a very base level explanation for why that is, and then also the personal accountability from Bungie being like, this shouldn't have actually stopped us from doing anything. That's our bad. We're going to fix it. Like, that is the sort of explanation and like human element and like just rawness that you don't get in a wall of text that's vetted by PR, by something like the state of the game. It's not something you would ever get in a reveal that is vetted by marketing to be shown, you know, the pinnacle, only the best of Destiny. This is a very raw thing that is very, very rare for us to see. And the fact they opened up about it and they're like, it's actually kind of fucked up that we haven't done anything about it. We're going to fix it. And I think that is awesome. And that's what I don't want to lose. That's what we lose the most when we lose these kind of human interactions with Bungie, these more intimate interactions with Bungie. When people bully them off of platforms, we only get the PR bullshit. We don't get this. And this is what I love. And so the fact they're like, we're addressing community feedback by fixing a bug that honestly we should have fixed a long time ago, and it's going to make the game better, that's fucking huge. And this is awesome. I love that. So big ups once again on Joe to do that and to come out and say that and, you know, take responsibility, which he absolutely didn't have to do. You don't, in a forum like this, he doesn't have to say shit. You can just be like, you guys aren't liking that, we're going to do something else. But instead of doing that, he's completely owning it. And, you know, as a voice for Bungie, owning it for Bungie, and, you know, laying out the steps for the pretty near future, all things considered. So
we're going to take some of these modes that we've been putting in Crucible Labs, that we've been putting in Iron Banner, and taking them and putting them into the core PvP experience that most of our players experience.
Awesome.
We've also heard a lot about comp.
And like, what? How are they going to mention comp? If you were like, Scarab, if you told me yesterday, like, Scarab, Joe Blackburn is going to do a 15-minute video tomorrow, list the things he's going to talk about, comp would not have been on that list. I didn't think anyone at Bungie even knew comp existed. So the fact that he acknowledges it in a pretty good way here is like, hell yeah, let's go.
About the way that we reward points in comp. So we want to take a new approach to the way that we're balancing points in comp. Right now, we think it's just weighted.
And one other thing, sorry. I know I keep pausing. I love that if you watch this whole video, at least I didn't notice any, there's no cuts. He just like recorded it. And if he stumbles over words, or sorry, that's a very unflattering face. If he stumbles over words or there's some pauses or whatever, you know, that adds kind of into the human element too. It feels good. It feels like you're watching a live stream and you're watching a real person and not like a corporate figurehead. And I love the decision to not re-record or do any cuts or anything like that. I think that's awesome. The community part of this is the most important part. There's some radioactive level toxic players in this community. Wouldn't be surprised if the whole D2 team Twitter was a response to the DMG stuff. Oh no, I mean, it is. We know for a fact it is. Yeah, and that's why I made a tweet today. Like, I think we need to be better as whatever your thoughts of content creators are. The truth is that at some base level, to some amount of people, we are influencers. And whether we like it or not, people wouldn't pay us to market things. Bungie wouldn't, you know, pander to us and talk to us and give us emblems to give away and stuff if we didn't have voices. The fact of the matter is how content creators carry ourselves has a very real snowball effect in the community. And so if we don't do our best to like disavow or try to weed out or try to like disown like toxic shit that people do, and instead we kind of let it fester and enable it, that's on us. You know what I mean? And so that's why I've made a series of tweets, and it is what it is. But it's like, content creators need to do a lot better. It's fine to criticize the game. I fucking criticize the game all the fucking time. On Twitter, on YouTube, on live stream, walking to my cat. Sometimes I'll be walking around, I'm like, Shadow, why the fuck did they do this? You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. But what's not fine is bullying game developers, or doxing them, or threatening them, or sending them gifts that trigger epileptic seizures, things like that. These are just fucking garbage shit for brains things to do. And as a community, we can't ignore that. And it's all Shadow's fault, because she lets Bungie do all the bad things. Big Fesh, thank you for the 18 months. Can't wait for Joe's streams next season. More of this type of comms from him or Bungie is great. I agree. Is it just me, or should Bungie have their big info dump posts like say the games in a video format? Yes, I agree.
Much
hate is not feedback. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, it's like, I think a lot of people, you know, there's the mentality that's like, I'm only so angry about the game, or I only talk shit because I care about it. And like, to a degree, like, I get that, you know, it's the same. Yeah, that's how it works. The more impassioned you are about something, I think the more critical you're going to be about it. But I think a lot of people, it's very easy to take that, like that mentality. I think it's a very slippery slope and a very short path to, oh, I only talk shit directly to the developers because I care about the game. And then it's a very short path from that to, oh, I only like make fun of and like completely dehumanize and say the worst terrible shit to the game developers because I care about the game. You know, like, I feel like this is a series of very short paths, and I think I've said this on Twitter, and people don't like to hear it, and people don't like to take responsibility, but I think the constant like hate baiting plays into that echo chamber mentality and that slippery slope of kind of feedback. Like, it's like a feedback loop. It's like a really shitty feedback loop. And I think people don't realize or want to take accountability for how much just endless hatred plays into that. Who's Shadow? Who the fuck are you? No, Shadow's my cat.
On your personal MMR versus the people you're playing against. And when you win or when you lose a game, it can be really unpredictable how many points you're getting. We're going to go to a simpler system where winning or losing just matters more.
Good.
Finally, we want to get great modes like Countdown Rush into competitive and get modes that people are less excited.
What the fuck is Countdown Rush, by the way? Is this something I should know what that is? Is it like, when he said that earlier, I was like, wait, did I hear that wrong? What is Countdown Rush? It's in the game? That's fucking embarrassing. It's in Crucible Labs right now? Oh my god. Wait, what the fuck is Crucible Labs? No, I'm just kidding. Countdown's the bomb defuse mode. I don't know what the rush is. He meant Countdown by Rush. I haven't heard that song in forever. 1 second. Oh my god. Oh yes, pop-ups. Okay, Countdown Rush. Achieve victory by detonating or defusing both opposing charges. Oh. Attackers arm the charge at one of the two sites. So, like, what's the rush part? You just have to do both? That sounds slower. And and there's respawning in this one. Is there respawning? Yeah, there's respawning in Countdown. It's basically search and destroy, but both charges are active on the field at once at 6v6. If you defuse one, does it end? Because that's how search works. I'll have to play this. I don't understand this. Oh, it's like demolition. Okay, so if it's like demolition, if they disarm it, that bomb's still in play though. You can rearm it, because that's how demolition works, I think. Fuck, I didn't even know that was in the game.
And about like Rift out of the rotation, making that competitive experience more about the game modes that
also the fact he's like, yeah, Rift sucks,
our players enjoy. Okay, so we've talked map strategy, we've talked modes. I want to talk one other effort we want to do here. We're going to bolster what we call a PvP strike team. Throughout Destiny development, we've built strike teams for efforts before. This has probably been sort of invisible.
I remember at some point, someone talked about a strike team. I don't know if it was Luke. It might have been Luke Smith about like strike loot or something. I specifically remember a period in Destiny. I think it was around like the same time that like Eververse was stopped selling end game rewards for, you know what I mean? I swear they've mentioned like a strike team before.
To y'all in the audience, but in moments like in between Curse of Osiris and Warmind.
No, the thing that he's talking about here, this is not the one I'm talking about.
We built a strike team for Destiny investment. This team was sort of built around, hey, how can we make it more rewarding and more enjoyable to just get stuff in Destiny?
I don't think that's the one because I don't remember them talking about the raid stuff.
Become the masterworking system. They also went through, knocked out a whole bunch of bugs, knocked out a whole bunch of quality of life issues. We're going to take the same effort and we're going to build a PvP strike team around the same principle, but have it focused on the Crucible. It's going to be led by PvP developers, and it has a really interesting playbook for how this works. And that's that first the team decides what they want to do. They as a team get together, say, hey, these are the changes we want to make. Those changes go through me. They go through our systems CD. And then when we say, yep, those are great changes, they immediately get communicated with y'all in the community, right? So this will be going out in a TWID, going out in...
By the way, come on. You almost said TWAB. Yeah. TWID is such a dumb name. My man Joe agrees.
A Twitter post or going out on Reddit. Right?
And sir, it's x.com now.
Some immediate blast, like, hey, these are the changes coming. And those changes get communicated even before they start getting implemented. And then we start getting implemented.
That's sick.
We found this formula is a really successful way for us to be able to push through changes quickly into the community.
Maybe it was the Masterwork system or the Catalyst system, but that would have been that same one. I swear, at some point in time, they talked about that, like a strike team, and I thought it was like Shadowkeep era, but maybe I'm wrong.
Is we build them based off of community feedback.
Yeah.
So these strike teams are built from the ground up to look at, hey, what are the pain points that are hitting our community the most? And so all this list is going to be built and burned down from, hey, these are the big issues the PvP community is looking at in Destiny. All right, I think that's the end.
So that's cool. The strike system, it's more short term, which is pretty sick. I don't know if they get contractors. Like, I've actually played with a couple people who have done like contract work at Bungie, so they'll come in to work on like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but they'll come in to work on like the guy we played with. He was contracted specifically to come in to redo some of the stuff for the Beyond Light engine update. A lot of the existing stuff in game had to be rebuilt to work on the new engine, so it didn't get put in the DCV. And so like that wasn't a full-time employee. They just like contracted that out. And I'm wondering if the strike force is like the same type of deal.
PvP part of our agenda, if I'm looking at our notes here, I think we're now going to talk about armor. It's probably been a while since we talked about this part about armor.
I don't think they ever have
talked about it before. I want to start with just talking about like armor visual categories.
This is awesome insight, by the way.
At the top, we've got what we call aspirational armor. This is stuff like raids, trials, dungeons. We want the armor that comes from these activities to be flashy, or to like really talk about the core of what that experience is. It's really important that when players earn these armors, they feel proud, they want to wear them, they want to show them off in the tower. Next, we've got silver, right? This is armor that you can buy for the store for silver. It's important for us that this feels like it's sort of breaking the mold of what you could expect in a Destiny game. It's our place to experiment with stuff that's a little bit fourth wall breaky. And importantly, we want anyone that spends silver on armor to feel like, hey, it was worth it, right? Like I got my money's worth when I spent this armor. It was cool.
Makes sense.
Then we have what I call narrative armor.
There's also the other side of that maybe he's not saying, but it's also not only do you have to feel like you got your money's worth out of the Eververse armor, it has to be cool enough to get people to buy it too. And that's like when I mentioned before, I know marathons like this, usually when they have two game directors, like one of them's like game focused and one of them's like marketing and business focused. And that might just be like, because his role is more, focused on the game itself. So maybe he's not thinking about that aspect of it, or maybe he just doesn't want to say that. But I mean, that makes total sense, right? Like you put shit armor in there, no one's going to buy it. So, I mean, that makes sense. But I love the fact that he differentiated that from endgame armor, and the fact, like, because for a while there, we were getting, like, pretty shitty endgame armor. Like, I know some people like it, but, like, the duality armor sucks. I don't care what anyone fucking says. It's garbage, like, Destiny 1 tier garbage armor. I do not fucking care. I would say, like, this one's kind of cheating, but like Prophecy, the armor's fine, but also that armor was originally, I believe, supposed to be Eververse armor anyways, so that doesn't really count. And then, like, you have like Spire of Stars and Eater of Worlds, like the armor's kind of, and so I love the fact that there's been this kind of, I think behind the scenes, like a refocusing on that, and I think you can really see that the last couple. He mentions this. I pre-watched, but he says like he's gonna bring up like the Ghost of the Deep armor and the Spire of the Watcher armor, and I think those are like some of the best armor sets we've ever had. Like they've done a phenomenal job with them, and I like kind of this refocusing. And if and maybe this will make people mad, but I don't think it should. If the cost of cooler dungeon and raid armor or cooler trials armor, if that comes at the cost of no yearly ritual armor, like that's like a good trade-off. And the way he explains it here, or he's going to explain it, is way better than how they explained it in the state of the game. So this is why I think like this is important. Like this is important. But I just want armor that gives me a fat dumpster. Alrighty, buddy.
This is the stuff that you'll see in any sort of our marketing trailers. This is the stuff that you earn in the season pass. It's the stuff that you earn.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. I know I keep pausing. I know I said I wasn't going to do that. But the season pass armor, I'd say like the last season pass armor I wasn't really a fan of was probably like Worthy. I to some level, because Worthy had the weird like Russian stuff. I don't know. And even that was like thematic. It was still like unique. I didn't really vibe with it. But every season has like a pretty high quality set nowadays, So, at least the second armor set, sometimes they do too. Yeah, the Banana Petric head, yeah, exactly.
Campaign, and it's really about driving home what that specific moment in time was. So in season 21, it's deep sea diver armor, right? In Witch Queen, it's this sort of like weird paranormal detective armor. You'll see what it is in the final shape here in a week or so. But that armor for us is really about like driving home this clear, consistent fantasy of like, oh yeah, I was there. I remember that time in Destiny.
Yeah.
Finally, we've got rituals and blues.
And they've been really good in thematic. If we just fucking go through a couple of them, like I love they'll always put out like the still of like I don't know why the fuck I'm just 1 second, like Season of the Splicer. So like they'll always put out these these ones where it's like, the preview of the armor set. Like, yeah, if these are going to be some of your main marketing materials, you got to make sure this shit looks good. But fuck, dude, they've hit so many of these out of the park. And once again, people might not like it, but if that comes at the expense of like some shit reskin for ritual activities, then like so be it.
This space has always sort of been about that core Guardian fantasy. What does the Guardian look like that you would imagine as sort of the stereotypical everyday Guardian, or the Guardian that you see on the front line? Maybe tragically a Guardian that tried to go into the portal of the Traveler and then
wait, I missed this the first time. What is he saying here?
Guardian fantasy. What does the Guardian look like that you would imagine as sort of the stereotypical everyday Guardian, or the Guardian that you see on the front line? Maybe tragically a Guardian that tried to go into the portal of the Traveler and then gets cut up into a million pieces.
Is that foreshadowing? Are we gonna get destroyed splicey armor or something? We never got that, did we? The armor that Titan was wearing was vanilla Destiny 2 armor. So is this guy, is Joe saying that we're gonna get armor that looks like your Guardian got cut up into pieces?
Core Guardian fantasy.
No, I know it's lore, but
you'll see what it is in the final shape here in a week or so. But that armor for us is really about like driving home this clear, consistent fantasy of like, oh yeah, I was there. I remember that time in Destiny. Finally, we've got rituals and blues. And this space has always sort of been about that core Guardian fantasy.
Oh.
What does the Guardian look like that you would imagine as sort of the stereotypical everyday Guardian, or the Guardian that you see on the front line? Maybe tragically a Guardian that tried to go into the portal of the Traveler.
Yeah. I missed that he was talking about like the boring armor now. So he's just saying, yeah, these NPC bots, we just put them in the boring armor. I understand.
This is that spot. And we need a lot of armor here to sort of flesh out those fantasies. Now, sometime in the middle of last year, we sort of reevaluated our priorities.
They take accountability here too.
And we said, hey,
I love
this. Spending more on the armors that people care the most about, the people that earn, that spend, that do all this to this so they can sort of get these armors in the game. So this is like our PvP stuff in trials, our aspirational stuff in raids and dungeons, our narrative stuff. We thought we weren't consistently hitting the bar enough in those looks. And I think that since that initiative, we've been really successful in this. We've put out great stuff in terms of like cowboy armor for Spire. We've put out awesome stuff in the Root of Nightmares raid, and we've put out a bunch of awesome armor sets for sort of a deep sea fantasy last season and Season of the Deep. Now, what we failed to do when we reprioritized, hey, where are our resources going, is communicate this to you. So we knew that when we made this change, we weren't going to be able to make a ritual armor set every single year. And we thought, okay, well, that's fine. We have a lot that fits this sort of base Guardian fantasy. But we should have communicated that out to you. And so
I love that the owning.
This is not a thing that we're never
going to
invest
have to do that.
We're investing in it again in the final shape. There's going to be a whole nother ritual suite of armor. And we're excited to sort of replenish that base Guardian fantasy. But just because we're doing that in the final shape year, that doesn't mean that we communicated this soon enough. So also for this year, we want to take an armor set that we were going to put in the Eververse, and we're saying, no. We should have communicated this earlier. It's really important that our fans can trust us. Let's take this armor set that we were going to use in Season 22 for the Eververse set, and let's say, no, it's going to be free, and we're going to put it as a ritual rewards. So next season, before the end of the season, you should see a brand new armor set that you can earn through playing Strikes, Crucible, Gambit as like a ritual reward.
What's still really funny is they're going to take this one Eververse armor set and they're just going to put Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard logos on it. And they're like, all right, I just like picture like a sleek silver or like sleek black set. And they're like, all right, red and white, green, blue and orange. All right, we're good.
That's a brand new armor.
But it's still like,
again,
okay.
We're confident in our strategy going forward. We believe this is the right priority going forward, but also it's our responsibility to communicate this stuff sooner. So
imagine it's a crossover set. Right thing, it's just an Among Us armor set. It's just an Among Us guy walking around with the Crucible logo.
The bands. All right, I think that's armor. Let's talk about comms.
I thought when he was like here, I noticed there's only like a minute left. And I was like, oh, he's not going to talk about Gambit. And he's like, let's talk about comms. And I was like, oh my God, he's not going to talk about Gambit.
Okay, we've talked a lot about how the development team is very busy.
Comms is more important than Gambit, to be clear though.
Although we really want to be focused on delivering great content to y'all and making sure that's our top priority, that doesn't mean our communications have to suffer. And so the first thing, we want to be talking to y'all more. But talking to y'all more, our number one priority, we have to keep our community members and our community leaders safe from the Bungie side. I don't want anyone that signs up to come work at Bungie and to talk to y'all about the game to have to worry about their personal safety. So we're going to keep using our branded accounts. You'll see these on Twitter and you'll see these on Reddit, right? And we want to be using those accounts with more personality, going and talking to y'all more.
Good.
The other thing is me.
So I really like this move. This is a very powerful leader move. And it's like, it's something that I don't think people are going to maybe appreciate, but it's not uncommon, at least in my experience, for once you attain like a certain rank in a job, it's not uncommon for the mentality to turn into, that's not my job, I'm just a manager. And the fact, at least to me, and this is my interpretation, and you obviously don't have to share this, but the fact, sorry, another unflattering face, sorry, Joe. The fact that it seems like here, Joe has gone, our employees are getting harassed, that's not acceptable, I'm gonna take this, and so you guys don't have to. Like, that is, in my opinion, the sign of like a really good like leader or manager. And so that's something that I think people are not gonna care about. I'll probably get flamed on Twitter for saying it. But that's something like that earns a lot of respect for me, because at a huge company like Bungie, it is very, I imagine, it would be very easy to go, no, this isn't my job. We have a community manager team. If one leaves, we'll just hire someone else. You know, like in positions I've held in grad school, or probably even the company I'm in now, it's like the higher up on the managerial chain you go, the like less in the spotlight you are. And the more it's like, nah, we'll hire someone to do that. And so the fact that Joe's like, nah, you know what, I'll take this. I'll take all of this. I think that, I mean, that's cool. I think that that's just like a really fucking cool thing to do. So, hot take, final shape will be terrible. It's not really a hot take. That's like just a prediction. But also cool, I guess.
I play the game a bunch. And right now, I don't have a bunch of time to be writing sort of...
Getting flamed on Twitter for it pretty much highlights the issue. I mean, it's like, it's actually crazy. I don't know how many of you guys like follow me on Twitter or like read any, and I don't expect you to. Like, I'm not looking for sympathy here. But it's fucking crazy how 60% of the time I can just be, I'll say like 50-50. Like 50% of the time, like raw feedback, saying something in Destiny's not good enough, asking for changes, and then the fucking moment I say anything good about Destiny, it's like, oh, you're a fucking dick rider. This guy's Bungie's #1 dick rider. He never says anything but good things about Bungie. And it's like someone who doesn't follow me, someone with like 0 followers and a fucking letter like in their gamer profile. It's like, you don't fucking know me. Who are you? You know what I mean? Fucking come up to me and say that. You know what I'll say? I'll give you a fucking hug. And then maybe that little ounce of love that you feel in that second will make you a not shitty human being. Because fuck me, man. You know what I mean? So, fucking 12-year-olds, that's all I'm saying. Fucking 12-year-olds and men whose moms didn't love them enough. That is the problem with the Destiny community. I'll probably also checkmark user, also that.
Long blog posts like you would assume. But when season 22 rolls around again, I'm going to be in the game a lot. I'm going to be playing a lot. So what we want to do is commit to a few times next season and the season after. I'm just going to stream me playing the game.
Men whose moms loved you more than they loved them. Yeah, so their moms love me more than they love them. It's like, sorry, bro.
And you'll be able to come.
Shouldn't be such a shit person.
And it's not going to be reveal packed. But it is a great time to just be like, hey, check in with Joe. These are the things that we're feeling.
This is
his
cool.
Opinions on them. And hopefully, if I can get and play with some of our like elite players, me learn a bit more of the game. I learned a ton from playing with you all in the community about different builds that are exciting, different ways to roll. So I want to commit, get out there, play some PvP, learn from some experts, and play alongside all of you next season. All right, the only thing that I have left here is close. So I think that means my rambling on here today is over. Thanks so much for listening to this, for watching this. Really excited to see a bunch of y'all next week at the reveal. Bye.
That was sick. Bro, anyone who's going back to Destiny 2 after this, love being in an abusive gaming relationship. They didn't apologize for any of the actual problems of overpricing and under-delivering. They actually, like, I don't know if you watched the same video that I did, but they took accountability for a lot of the problems. They, being Joe specifically, took a huge amount of accountability for the state of the game in general, in terms of the article. And then, like, directly mentioned that Bungie should have been fixing things that they weren't. So, like, your comprehension either sucks or, like, you're living, like, blissfully ignorant about things so you can continue the hate boner train, which is, like, fine, more power to you. If that's what gets you off, who am I to judge? 69th Amendment, I don't kink shame. But if your kink is, like, being stupid on the internet, maybe find a better kink. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Not taking fault. My man, people need to be professional. This is a company. Also, he, like, literally took fault. It was like the first thing he said.
Didn't provide the high-level vision that we normally provide. And really and truly, a bunch of us were heads down working the final shape and weren't able to give it the sort of care and love that we normally put into these kind of communications.
The first fucking 30 seconds, dude. The first 30 seconds. And then right after that.
And that's nobody's fault but mine here on that.
He never took accountability. I comprehend language good. Bruh. Like, fucking watch it instead of being a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, there's so many things you could complain about here. Like, there genuinely are. He didn't address any of the microtransaction stuff. He didn't talk about the dungeon pass. He didn't talk about the seasons getting more expensive. He didn't talk about Gambit at all. There's he didn't talk about server stability. There's a million things that you could, like, genuinely have, like, decent arguments about, and you picked the one fucking thing that makes you look like a dumbass. It's crazy. None of these kids know how to form an argument or read. It's like, fuck me. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Where's this video? Here, I'll drop the link in chat. This is what I say, like, all the time. It's all the time. It was like last week when people were getting mad about the shader thing. That the last wish shader was sold in a bundle for silver last season. Bungie never said anything about it, and then this season it was sold for Bright Dust. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. It's kind of annoying, especially for people who, like, bought it and stuff. But, like, that sort of shit's always happened in Destiny. And I don't know, it's fine, but it feels like voice your concern. That's, like, I'm not trying to take that away from anyone. But out of all of the things in the game to get, like, really pressed about, that just seems like a really weird one to me. And it's like, I'm not, when I say that, when I respond to people, when I talk to my friends and I say that sort of thing, I'm not trying to, like, invalidate their feelings or their criticisms or anything. But it's just like, that's not me being a Bungie dick rider. That's Bungie obviously doesn't care because they've been doing that for years. And no one's really noticed or cared. And so it's like, maybe we should spend time screaming about other things. But that's just me. It's fine. Like, if that's what you want to spend your time doing, that's all right. That's a little different than this, where, like, Joe directly took responsibility and someone's like, Bungie never apologized. Like, what the fuck are you, it's a 15-minute video, bro. You're in a live stream about Destiny 2. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? Imagine comparing domestic abusive relationships to people wanting to like a video game. Some chatters. Also true. That's what we call, friends, a logical fallacy. So, It was a bundle, not just for the shader. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to defend it. Like, I've made this clear on Twitter as well. I think Eververse has completely overstayed its welcome in terms of like how much resources or how many resources get dedicated to it and how many rewards it has on a seasonal basis and things like event cards. I find it incredibly annoying, but it's like, obviously not going to change. There are way bigger issues in Eververse to complain about, I think, and actually try to get some pushback on. But it's also like they've just always done that. Like, I don't know. It sucks. It shouldn't be like that. And I wish there was a very clear, like, I really like when Bungie comes out at like events and they're like, hey, this finisher or this emote is going to only be silver only. Or like when they came out with Outbreak and they're like, hey, these Outbreak ornaments are silver only. The Whisper ones help fund this. Like when they're very explicit about that, like obviously that is like that should be baseline. That should be preferred. And everything else should just be assumed to come for silver at some point. And that's not always the case. But it's just like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's battles. So can we buff Immortal? Fuck no. Yeah, he didn't talk about Immortal. Honestly, trash. But this is a great start. And once again, like I said this in my tweet where I quoted it. I say it here. 10 out of 10 for this new form of communication. I hope to see this sort of thing semi-frequently in the future. Now it's time to deliver. And like, I can't understate that enough. It's good, and I love seeing this sort of thing. And I'm going to get very excited about this sort of thing because it genuinely makes me excited to see this form of communication from Bungie when we haven't seen anything like this in years. This is very exciting. They're opening up. It's like you just saw a clam like open up in a fish tank. You have a clam for years and it's just sitting there and you're like, I just want to see your juicy insides, clam. And it's been years, and then all of a sudden it trusts you enough, and now you can see it. You know, it's beautiful. That's what's happening here. It's great. And now we need to see some action. But the first part of that are words in you know, this human element and them saying that like they heard our feedback, and that not only did they hear our feedback, but they're actually understanding our feedback and they're doing stuff about it. That's brilliant. And that is a fantastic, exciting first step. But yes, we do need to see, like, you know, all this could just be words. We've heard that they're hiring people for a Crucible team before, and that didn't really go anywhere. So this is obviously a little bit like more involved than just a simple tweet, by the way. So I put a little bit more weight on this. Like, okay, it seems like they're pretty serious about it, but we have to wait and see. So yeah, why you guys gotta make everything fucking weird, dude? Can't believe you didn't even mention Borgong, dude. That is kind of toxic. All games have microtransactions on. Now can we just move on? I think it is important to constantly have these discussions about microtransactions. I mean, like, there was a point in time where endgame Destiny 2 didn't have very many cosmetics that were dropping around Shadowkeep, Forsaken Shadowkeep, and our continuous unrelenting feedback changed that. And now some of the best cosmetics in the game come from endgame sources, dungeons, trials, raids. And so, like, this sort of feedback is very important to have. And it's just like, that's why, and if someone has like a legitimate qualm, especially one that doesn't really negatively affect you in any way, gatekeeping feedback's like kind of shitty. And that's why, like, when people talk about things like the shader, it's like, look, throw it out there. I'll help you signal boost it. You know what I mean? I just think personally, maybe there's some more important things to focus on, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can't have your opinions or your problems with the game, you know? And people that do that are kind of shitty. And so so it's like, yeah, every game has microtransactions, but it's also like they would be a pretty shitty business if they didn't try to push the bounds of the microtransactions, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to make money. And so I think it's a give and take relationship there. So, yeah. You're the one who said the clam thing. I don't know if we are the weird ones. You're definitely the weird ones. If I'm reading me between the lines correctly, when they're talking about final shape, he alludes to the possibility of no subclass. Bro, I don't know what you watched, but I watched this twice. And it kind of feels like you're doing the English teacher thing of like, what color were the curtains and what did that symbolize? That's what I feel like you're doing right now. I didn't really get that. So, do you think this is a form of communication from Joe? Joe is serving on part of the creator communication they discussed at GCX? No, I don't think he'll be on that team. I think the highest person on the totem pole on that team will be Chef Andy, and I think everyone else there will be like specifically hired to do that stuff. I think the whole purpose of that team is to decouple it from the developer team. I don't think Joe's gonna be anywhere near that. Subclass already been partially leaked. I'm still not convinced that wasn't fake. It just seemed a little too convenient. There were a lot of things about that I was like, I don't really buy that, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's literally 1 fucking week away, right? So, yeah. It wasn't fake? I think it was fake. I feel like if I wanted to, and you give me 2 days in After Effects, I could recreate that. And the fact that it didn't connect back, that's the one thing that susses me out so much more than anything else, is the fact that it didn't connect back to an art station or anything like that. That is the only, the red subclass. That's the only thing that is like, that's setting off the fake alarms. That's like, oh, well, I mean, I can make an overlay and make it red and put it on a video and upload it to some random site. Same way. It is not the same way. It is not the same way Strand was leaked, because Strand was leaked on an artist's ArtStation. It's from ArtStation though. It was not. It was from Veeam.io and did not link back to any ArtStation, and there's no proof of it ever being on an ArtStation. And if I were to make a fake leak, I would do it in the exact same way that Bungie had been proven to have leaked something before. It was completely different. I mean, it's in terms of like credibility. Once again, I'm not saying it is 100% fake or 100% not, but if you're not skeptical, I think that's kind of dumb. It was deleted very quickly though. I can upload a video and then guess what? Because I uploaded something, I can delete it anytime I want. That's the secret that the internet doesn't want you to know. If you control the host of something where a video is hosted, you can also take the video down. I'm gonna get shot for telling you guys that. It was from the person who animated a real event that's in the game. Why would they make a whole showcase to make a leak with it? It wasn't. It was, unless you saw something I didn't see, it was uploaded to a site that no one knows about with no attributes tying it to any single Bungie employee or any single person, like real person. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? You can't just like make stuff up. Unless you have a link. Show me a screenshot or a link right now that ties it directly to a Bungie developer. Please, I'll wait. Bungie did the exact same thing with Strand. No, they didn't! Fucking listen, guys. Listen. The Strand one was on ArtStation. It was... Fucking 1 second, okay? 1 fucking second. Do you want to know how I know it was on ArtStation? I have fucking proof it was on ArtStation. Give me a sec. Give me a fucking second here. Give me a fucking second here. I have to find the video I made on it. You guys want to fucking see this? You guys want to know how I know it's different? Because I have fucking eyes? So you see this right here? This is a video I made. There's some very interesting designs on this page. Oh, god damn it. some very interesting things. So first off, chat. This was on artstation.com, chat. See that? artstation.com. Second off, chat, which is a known reputable site. Second of all, chat, this was tweeted out by a developer. And holy motherfucking shit. It was from a verified Bungie account? Oh my fucking god. It's the same as a video that was uploaded to a website no one's ever heard of with no names attached to it. Like, come on. Like, hello? Once again, I'm not saying it's definitely fake. It could be real, but I'm saying blindly trusting something a 6-year-old could do nowadays is like fucking crazy, dude. You know? It's like, you guys want to see something fucking magical, by the way? Watch this. Give me a sec. So for limited time, this is going to be a picture, not a video, but I think the point will still stand. I think the point will still stand. Give me a sec. 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 You know what? Actually, I have a better way of doing this. Because I'd have to mess with like perspective and all that shit. This is gonna be very crude, but it's just to prove a point. What symbol should we do here? What's something funny? Among Us clip art.
You want to go listen to the Elixir storyteller?
Oh my god. Did you guys see this new fucking leak? Oh my god, Bungie leaked. Oh my god. Bungie leaked the new subclass. Oh my fucking god. It's Strand in Stasis in Sus. The third subclass. Oh my god. All along. You see what I mean? Like, come on. That took me 2 fucking seconds. You know, like, obviously that's really minimal effort. But that's not hard to do. It's not fucking hard to do. Every Darkness subclass starts with S now? Exactly. So as a melee super for Titans, though? Like, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by that? But I'm just saying, like, come on. You know, you give me... Have you seen the fucking shit I do in thumbnails? Like, just to prove a point. Just to prove a point, chat. You know I'm not actually in Joe Blackburn's house in this video, right? Do you guys actually, like, do you think that? Do you think that's how video, like, that works? You don't think you can add elements before and after a video is taken?
We're keeping track of Shadow Legion movement. So far, they have.
So it's just like, come on, I'm not saying it's fake. But all I'm saying is, it wouldn't be hard to fake. Especially when it's not tied to an actual like Bungie developer or website or anything like that. Until someone can show me proof, which like 10 people have claimed to have, but no one magically can show me it came from ArtStation. Whoa! Might be real, it might be fake. Point is, we have no fucking idea. The proof is literally there. You were in his house. Joe Blackburn's actually in my house. That's right. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the Destiny community has a real, like, a real critical thinking or lack thereof problem sometimes. And once again, I'm not saying it's real or fake. I'm just saying I'm agnostic when it comes to the existence of that red third subclass. Let's say that, okay? When it turns out to be real, you're gonna look so foolish. Remember when can I just rewind to say like 5 seconds ago when the Destiny community doesn't have critical thinking skills, and then I immediately said, I'm not saying it's 100% real or fake. Do you guys like remember that? When I just said that, like 2 fucking minutes ago? That's like, that is what I'm talking about. That. Or like when I said 10 times that I don't know if it's real or if it's fake, but if I were to fake something, I would do it in a way that something real has leaked before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. God damn, dude. So, that's what I got. Vel Containment. Oh, is Vel Containment here? Oh, I didn't listen to last week's either. Well, shit. Oh, god damn. Wait. Oh, I thought that was Vel Containment. I was like, oh, they moved it. They did not. They did not move it. Talk about Vel Containment, Joe. That's what we should have said. No, I mean, once again, I hope we get more of that style of thing. I love that they just dropped it. They didn't hype it up. It felt not corporate at all. It felt very human. And like, fuck me. We're missing so much of that. You know what I mean? So, what do you think is the most underrated raid? Spire of Stars is the only answer to that question, and it's not even close. Oh, the showcase type trailer. Yeah, let's watch that. And then we'll do this. I was in that. Collecting them like Infinity Stones, baby. I don't know if I think that might be trailer 6, 5. This is definitely my shortest appearance yet. It's like 1 second. But still very cool. Did they upload it to YouTube, maybe? I don't think they uploaded to YouTube. I saw it on that on the Final Shape webpage thing. 1 second, let me lie about my birthday again. Fucking 1842. Please select a value that is no less than 1900. Okay, fine. I'm 123. Surely this was on. Yeah, this is on YouTube. How do I? There we go. Oh, it is. They did upload it. I'm just dumb. Okay, here we go. And like Bungie's marketing trailer team, they always just win. You know what I mean?
Terrible things born out in the darkness. Every moment brings them closer.
Oh my gosh, where are we?
The music.
There's no way that this is a stream for when Destiny 1 came out, by the way. That's like, oh, you can't even see her. That's like fucking great camera quality. That shit did not exist in 2015. Or whenever the fuck Destiny came out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Ruined my immersion. Oh, fuck. All the I don't know where to put the camera there. It's gonna be flipping all over the place. Can I fucking rotate this thing, please? How do I... Hello? Let me rotate? Okay, I think we're good.
You ready? Dad, are you ready? On your deals.
All ends are beginnings.
Battle stations.
Alright, game over, credits.
My God. Dude, there's been some pretty hype moments in Destiny history. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's her again! That's the same girl, right?
Holy crap.
About time we go to the main.
Was that a darkest ship behind Okora?
So happy Eris is back.
We are your
Salvation.
Wait.
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
I mean, come on. Bungie's had some pretty sick
Cross it
lines.
together.
Holy crap. This got me feeling things.
Hello, old friend.
Why do you feel like you're gonna fall? Why do you feel like I'm gonna fall? I don't know. My boy, I like how they put Mactix in there, but it's literally just him. Wait, where the fuck is he? It's literally just him. The straight face in it.
I'm afraid.
Wait, what? I just realized they just clipped my face and they put it on a different clip. What the fuck? They edited me. Do you see this? That's not the original clip. Wait, what the fuck? Bro! Wait a second. Yo, Darren! Thank you for the super chat. Please have the camera like that more. I'm geeking. Nope. Thank you so much for the super chat. 1 second. Lightfall. Did I do a reaction to this? Surely I did a reaction to this. Yeah. I did a reaction.
With NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube,
They're
you
all
can watch
literally
your
like that?
favorite
Are
teams
they?
on market games.
What? No, they're not. The first one I flipped to isn't like that. Hers isn't like that. Hers isn't like that. I mean, it might be. His might be. There's no way. There's no fucking way they did that to Mactix. There's no way they took... There's no way they changed the clip that Mactix is reacting to here. Because look at these... Who am I, chat?
Eris, get your arm off my map.
But wait, 1 second. They changed my clip.
So you don't have to change teams, even if you change towns.
Danielle's is 100% clipped. There's a exotic fish in her overlay. Wait, what? Seriously? Oh, I don't like that. That just makes me feel weird. Why? What? What? They just did missions with Jez? Oh. Yeah, okay, maybe. Maybe that one. That kind of checks. That kind of checks. Wait. So this is what my reaction really was. Where did I react like that? I think I say, the Traveler actually does something. Dude, this is like also, not this, but like that. This guy has like peak Scarrow hair. This is, if I could keep my hair like that all the time, that's what length it would always be. That, oh, perfect. Why is it muted?
What?
Yeah! So, okay, so I was reacting to that. They just moved the reaction closer to like what actually happened. So I think they get a pass. That's all right. That's all right. It's not bad.
I'm afraid.
What?
Yeah. They just moved it up. And I'm right before my boy Joever aided. Let's go.
Traveler just did a Death Star!
Oh my god. What is he doing? No way.
Oh my god, was?
That's pretty good. Explain the fish clip. It's just not the first time she's playing that mission. That wouldn't surprise me because Jez did just come back to the game, I think. So I think they've been replaying a lot of stuff. That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. So, anyways, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So. Oh wait, did we get a, we might have gotten a new Bungie email. Wow, what's up, brother? No, Blab, no, I don't think I would. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, what's the new email? Whoa. Here, I don't want to dox my email, so. So it shows your most played season. Why in the fuck is my most played season season 3? I fell off, dude. What the hell? You should show us the shirt. I don't know, lad. I don't know about that. Huh. Season 3's War Minds. Oh, so season 3 was before I joined grad school. So this is the only season in my entire life I was a full-time content creator, just for like 3 months, just the summer before I started grad school. Must have been grind for the Radrix. Dude, by the way, that's one thing I flex. The only thing I flex in Destiny, pretty much. Because it's sick, and it's one of the coolest things they've ever done, and I hope they do it again. But I am one of like 400 people with this ornament. I fucking love that ornament. Mine was 3, season 3. But like I said, that was the only year that I did full-time. So, or that, like, the only 3-month span I did full-time. I just didn't get a job between finishing undergrad and starting grad school. Lots of people got 3? Oh, hell yeah. You got carried, though? I literally didn't. Brother, Papa Trolls, you're about to be carrying these nuts if you're not careful, bro. My most late season is 5. Black Armory, let's go. It might be because it was longer. Is Radrix the least owned weapon? I don't know about if Radrix is the least owned weapon, but that is the rarest legendary ornament in the game. Papa Trolls equals Doug. Oh, do you think? Now explain grad school to the non-US. I got my PhD. So grad school's to get like a master's or a PhD. So undergraduate is what they call associates or bachelors. Graduate is master's or PhD. So. But all in all, I'm glad that I think it's a real like a really good leadership move that Joe is doing this. I think we all need to be very respectful, and you know, criticism is fine and feedback is of course fine, but just don't be a shitty person. That's like, it's really not that hard. And we want them. Like, if you care about Destiny, we want this type of feedback. This is a healthy feedback loop. Like this human to human interaction, them being open, not this corporate PR speak that's all fancied up and doctored and doesn't really answer anything and doesn't really say anything. This raw human interaction, this is what you should want if you care about this franchise. And if not, then just go the fuck away. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm glad they opened up like that. I hope there's more in the future. I'm looking forward to the streams. I think it'll be very fun. Also, this weekend, check this out. I did 4 trials cards, and I got the Ghost, and then I got the Ship, and then I got the Sparrow. So I have 3 of the rarest cosmetics in the game, so that's kind of fun. Just a little flex there. God tier RNG for the first time in my entire life. So now I have every single trials cosmetic again. Let's go. Why do you keep the Solstice coupons? I don't know. It's cool. Got nothing. Okay, let's listen to these.
Log. Whatever. The war mind has reactivated. Our base on Hyperion detected network activity. They found us. Classified our location, Nephilim Stronghold. We already estimate that Rasputin has attempted remote interference with our network. Our research.
This is a cool little reference here.
It can't. I won't let what we've learned here ruin more lives. I'm going to send Stargazer off-world to deal with the problem.
Oh, interesting.
They can take Lakshmi with them and do whatever.
Oh, and that's
As long as it's out of the city.
This is where Future Oracle came from.
It's a risk taking an action off-world.
I'm a little bit behind on the lore.
But we have to. What we've done here has to be quarantined. The Veil is too much power.
Oh, that's so interesting, man.
Stargazer. That puts the time of this recording around the foundation of the Cloud Striders. Gioma must have been really old.
Stargazer is the one responsible for redacting Nephilim's stronghold from Rasputin's records. Or Maya by proxy with Lakshmi. Fascinating.
That is really cool.
Once we've decrypted them, I will need to take time to contemplate the larger picture they present.
You and me both.
The Veil is too great a power for humanity to wield responsibly. All that's left is to close down the facility. Neomuna will go on. Humanity will persist on the back of our unspeakable work. But I won't pass that guilt on to humanity's future. My hands can be bloodied. Let the children have innocence. And in my dissolution,
You think she threw herself into the Veil?
find peace.
You just...
I don't know if I agree with
Pretty good,
Joever's
eh?
choice to hide the sins of the past.
Sins of the past? Leviathan is the returning raid!
What I would do in her place.
Quinn says there's a data signature on this file, like something else was crawling the network.
How did no one catch that?
Vex signature. What's M-Sun-12?
There's one log left to decrypt. Perhaps we'll find out.
Years ago, back on Venus, the Vex simulated copies of us, Maya and I, trapped in a virtual hell.
Yeah, That's Destiny 1 lore, I think.
After so long,
That's true, lab.
hell can look like heaven, can't it? I'm tired. I'm done. remember. And all I want is one more moment with her. To hold her in my arms. Tell her that I love her. So she can tell me to hush one more time. If we learned anything from the Veil, it's that eventually we all have to learn to let go. So, I made contact with the Vex. I'm ready. And it's time to say goodbye.
In the end, Maya Sandarish was consumed by her desire to understand.
Bro was like,
and
"Eat me,
her
Vex.
inability to let go.
Daddy, please."
She and Shioma
Just threw
lost
herself into the Vex smoke, bro. That's
pursuit of
toxic.
knowledge.
That's some Terminator 2 shit.
Shioma abandoned it all. Sought to wipe the slate clean for future generations.
What did we learn from all of this?
That the Veil is darkness, the power of consciousness made manifest, as much as the Traveler is the light, the power of the physical world. The implications are great, but so too are the risks. As a younger man, I may have fallen into the same trap Maya did. But now I know better. We must proceed with caution, lest the river sweeps us away.
Huh. Didn't really end on like a cliffhanger or anything. Very interesting though. I like look, people don't like this, and all of it. Let me say this. All of this lore should have been in Lightfall. And people don't like this. But for what it is, the lore was actually like genuinely very good. You know, maybe there are lots of things to say about the delivery method or the time of delivery, but the lore itself was actually very good. Yeah, there will be at least some Veil containment in both Season 22 and Season 23. So, it was kind of cool. I don't know. Did they already have problems with the Vex? Or was Chroma Essie, is that her name? Is that like her at the end? Is she the one that caused the problem with the Vex? She made contact with the Vex, and is the implication that's why they're on Neptune? Because it kind of sounds like Maya and Chroma, or Chroma Essie, they landed here and then they fucked a bunch of shit up and then they just like died. So like, understandably. And refused to elaborate further. So. I don't know. That's what I got. Alrighty, well. They're gonna set her up as a Vex villain. That would be kind of sick. Because it's like, I mean, like, think about that, right? The Vex, I've said this. The Vex, like, their biggest problem is that they're just kind of like a grunt enemy. They're just an army for some other figurehead to use. And that's how it's always been. The Vex have never had like a personality. And if you want to make them like a big bad going forward, or have like a pretty big part in the story, in my opinion, the best way to do that would be to give them personality. Can you imagine like a fucking, like a girl boss, badass bad girl? You know what I mean? Maybe bad girl's the wrong, but like, you know, like imagine like a fucking robot Chroma Essie, and she's just like fucking mean. You know what I mean? Gatekeeper? Yeah, that's like exactly, like what? Gatekeeper? Wait, what? Gatekeeper doesn't have personality? But it'd be cool, man. I don't know. It'd be cool. I think there's a Gatekeep Gaslight Girl Boss. Oh. Yes. Yes. So. I mean, unstoppable force with a single motivation can be cool. Their singular motive has to be more apparent. It's like I made this comparison before. It's very much like the Flood in Halo 1. They were just voiceless. They just existed. That's how the Vex are. And then in Halo 2, you met like the old turtle guys in the Grave Ward or the Grave Mind, Hive Mind, whatever the fuck it's named. Look, I'm not a Halo guy, okay? I played it once. But it's like, and then that gave them personality because then there was like a directing force for all of it. You know what I mean? And so I think that's just what you need for the Vex. You just need like a fucking girl boss, you know? So I'm down. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Tromar said that way more eloquently than I did. We don't even have a Vex villain there, just a collective. We need a big figurehead with a personality to point to. Yeah, that one. That's exactly what I meant to say. So. Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna take it easy. At some point this week or this weekend, I've got to do a stream and redeem like 1 billion engrams. Because I got to redeem all of my Crucible and Gambit and Vanguard and Trials engrams, and it's going to take so fucking long. So we'll have to do that at some point. But yeah. Before we go, do you guys want to hear a teaser of the song? I haven't recorded any vocals yet, but I want to try to finish it before... I want to try to finish it before... I don't know if I will. We'll see. But I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. So here. I don't know how loud this is gonna be. Please don't be too loud. Crota demo. Don't worry about it. I just want to show you guys kind of some breakdown-y stuff, maybe. Here's the main riff, and you guys can hear the final mix I think I'm landing on. Pretty happy with it. Look, come on, that's vibey. I'm gonna turn the bass drums down, they're too loud. So that's fun. And then, how about this? This makes me giggle, I fucking love this part. Like, come on! That's just so fucking... Ugh! I love dissonant chords so much. So it's fucking... the arrangement's pretty much done. I'll probably tweak some more stuff because I'm like a serial fucking over producer. I can't stop. I just, you know, I have to fiddle with everything. But like I said, I think I'm gonna try to record some vocals over the next couple of days and really focus on them. I feel like if like with Grow Fat from Strength, that was my weakest part, was the singy boys. I think I did a really great job on the harsh vocals. That was my favorite part actually, was the harsh vocals, but my singing boys, definitely, like I'm not a fucking idiot. I know they need work, and I'm gonna try to do some really good stuff on this one. But I'm excited, man. I don't know. I think it sounds really fucking good. Yo, Ronan just sending this to say a great stream today. Song sounds sick too. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Well, thank you for the super chat. I love your face. And yeah. So hopefully you guys like it when it comes out. Hopefully I can get it done before the raid launches, and hopefully I didn't put all this work into a song for it to be Leviathan and not Crota. If it's Wrath and not Crota, fair enough, but if it's Leviathan and not Crota, I'm gonna be mad. So yeah, but alrighty everyone, thanks for hanging out. Be kind, and I'll see you guys, you know, later in the week. See ya. Have a fantastic night. Love your faces. Peace out, everyone.